Microsoft Excel Intermediate or Advanced Functions. We're going to talk about the if function. We can get to the if function by clicking on the Formulas tab, choosing Logical, and choosing if, or we can use the Insert function here, or we can use the Insert function here. But in this instance, we're going to do it manually. In our first example, let's say that any student has an 80% or lower, we want to suggest tutoring to them. So we want Excel to look at the number and then decide a yes or a no to tutoring. And it will look like this. First, we type the equal sign to tell Excel that we're going to enter a formula. Then we type if as start of the function. And then all the information that goes with the if goes in parentheses. So basically, if the B column is less than or equal to 80%, then a comma, and what comes after the comma is, the first comma anyway, is the condition if true. The condition if true, if it's less than or equal to 80%, is yes, we want to recommend tutoring. Then we type a second comma, and the condition is no. We don't want to recommend tutoring if they scored over 80%, so we put a no. And we use the quotes to tell Excel that we're not asking it to perform a formula at this point, but just return text. Then we close it all off in parentheses and we hit enter. And because this student made an 80% or less, then yes, we're recommending tutoring. Now we can copy this all the way down by copying relative. And we do that by resting our mouse on the field handle at the bottom right until our mouse turns into crosshairs. We left click and drag. And now we can see it copied relative. In this cell, we're calculating the number 2 row. And in this one, we're looking at the third row. Notice how we're at B3 now instead of B2. And here we're looking at B4 for the fourth row, and B5 and B6 and so on. In our next example, using the if function, we'll add in a simple calculation. Let's say that we want to add up our employees' hours, and anyone that worked over 40 hours, we'll give them a bonus of 10 more hours. So for bonus hours, let's say that we'll start with the equal sign and if over parentheses. And we'll add up the hours here. So basically, if the G column is less than or equal to 40, we do nothing. So the first comma is none. And we'll put that in quotes since it's not a calculation. So whatever comes after the first comma, if it's true, then it's none. So anybody that worked 40 hours or less, they get no bonus hours. Then a comma and anything greater than 40 hours, which is going to be false of the less than 40 hours, and we will give them an extra 10 hours. So basically that will be whatever hours they worked plus 10. And we close it all off with parentheses and enter. And as you can see, this person worked only 40 hours, so that employee gets no bonus. And we'll copy this relative all the way down like before. We lay our mouse on the field handle at the bottom right, left click and drag. And notice this person worked 50 hours, so they get bonus 10 hours, which gives them a total of 60 hours they will get paid for. And we have none of these others because we haven't filled out all the information yet. So let's say that this person worked more than 40 hours in the week. We'll go ahead and put them down for 20 hours each day. A little bit much, but it gets the point across. So the person worked a total of 100 hours. And so they get paid for 110 hours. Let's say this employee only worked 4 hours a day for a total of 20 hours, and so they get no bonus. And we already had a simple calculation here to get the total hours. Basically, we summed this entire row. So a sum of B15 through F15 is basically the sum of Monday through Friday. And then we took that sum and put it into the if function. And we'll go ahead and finish up this last employee. Let's say that he worked, or he or she worked more than 8 hours a day. Total of 42 hours plus 10 bonus hours equal 52.6.